All right, so tonight, it's my privilege to introduce our two guest speakers, okay? Shlomo Zach and Louise Kahn. And let me just say a word about them before we start the conversation. Shlomo has been a top manager, promoter, producer, and in Israel for the last 4 decades. He gave me permission to tell you it's been 4 decades. I'm glad there's somebody in the room, maybe a little older.
I'm 40 years old.
So am I. Anyway, and in addition to that, he's a music publisher, and we'll find out what a music publisher in Israel does, and he owns a comedy theater. And so we're going to discuss all those things tonight. Shlomo, tell us how you got started in the business.
I started as a singer. I was working in the Mossad. I had a girlfriend that taught me guitar. I was a terrible singer, terrible guitarist, and she was gorgeous. And we had a big success for 7 years. And then I came behind the curtains, and I started my office in Israel. And I started managing singers. I was the small Columbus of the music in Israel. I brought to the music first Ilani, then Sassi Keshet, and then Anshamot HaTeorot, and then Boaz Sharabi, and then Chalav Upash, and then many singers passed through I discovered them in Israel. I'm not working anymore with young singers because I'm old now. Yeah.
Sorry, Louise.
I don't manage many young artists. I'm working in this subject for the last 40 years because I love music. I love music. And I love my artists and I love my singers, but it's difficult to work with them.
Why?
Why? Because they're special people.
In their own mind. Well, what kind of problems, without mentioning names, what kind of problems?
Private problems. Private.
They cry in their shoulder?
The private problems influence the professional problems.
So let me ask you one more question before we turn attention to Terry Poison. Tell us about your typical working day. What do you do during the day to make money, or during the week, or whatever time period you want to talk about?
We are making money. It's not a big money. To be a producer, manager in Israel is very difficult.
Well, on that note, ask a question before we go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So my question is, why when a big name band does a European tour, Pearl Jam is in Europe right now, why is it that they don't come to Israel?
Look, in the last 2 years, many are coming to Israel. You know why? Because they stopped bombing Sderot. They stopped bombing Sderot. We are not in the news in bombing, so the artist is coming. They see on television, they think they're shooting in Tel Aviv in the street.
Right.
That's what they think.
That's the reason.
They don't want to come.
Insurance.
Yeah, it's a security reason. It's not a question. They all love to come to Israel. And I've seen in Israel Elton John a few times, and Stevie Wonder, and Julio Iglesias, and all kinds of singers came to Israel, rock bands, and big success. People are hungry for music, all kinds of music.
One more question.
During this course, we talked about copyright protections. How much of your time do you need to handle and
Do you need a lawyer?
Do you need a lawyer in Israel? Is there a problem, like in covering and pay?
I'm signing because some of my artists are composers or writers. I sign only them. I don't sign others because the money you make from radio, television is very small. It's not. Look, for example, Shlomo Artzi is making 2 million shekel a year from the publishing side of his songs. But all the rest, they're not making so much money. So there is not so many publishers in Israel for local. For abroad, yes, but not for Israel.
But as for different artists to try to do covers and use the material of your artist that you are their
I
producer?
tell you, covers doing only the Oriental singers in Israel, and they don't pay anyone. You know, I sold once in Turkey 1.5 million records of the song of Ilamit, and I didn't see a penny.
Wow.
There are places that they don't collect the money, the institutes don't collect the money in this. And you can talk to the lamp.
One more question.
One final question. Since you're very young and you remember, I'd like to ask you about.
I'm very young.
Yeah, very young. The thing with doing production during wartime. That's something interesting because I don't think it's something recruited artist or recruited production.
Yeah. It's difficult. In Israel, it's very, very difficult. The time when you have intifada or you have war, and this, my office is nothing. They take all the artists to the army, they perform for the soldiers, and there is no money in this time.
It's free. The government doesn't pay.
No, nothing. Nothing. So,
Everybody
you want to be a privilege to live in Israel, so you take it too.
Everybody's also complaining about the military station. Can you say something about the relationship with them?
The military station is a very young station. It's a very modern station, very young station, and I think they do a lovely job.